Hi guys, we're going to be watching more Attack on Titan. Kimmy here.
Storm here.
Tom's here.
I go first. Tom's like, me first.
Tom first.
The twins are going to fight. Tom, let's fight. Ready?
No,
you have to go high. You have to go high.
God, are we going back to...
I have to go high?
You have to
Oh, I mean high.
Hi, there we go.
Oh, you'll keep at it again.
So we're going to be watching episode 12 of season 3. We're watching on Crunchyroll, so it's episode 349. And we are excited to get into it. We had a good flashback story of Grisha with Eren's father. He was friends with Keith, and they cared for Carla. He married Carla. That was Eren's mom. And she was very positive. She saw things in a different light, you know.
Yeah, she was. She was, an inspiration for both of them. He was excited to see her, but he was so deflated when he saw a child in her arms when he got back. So
I'm a sad panda.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We debated that last time. I'm not sure if it was like he really cared about that. I mean, he was surprised because it's been a while, or because of his whole, like, the episode was called Bystander last time, so him feeling like a bystander and everyone just carrying on with their lives like everything's normal. I think that could have upset him
when there's
too.
such a magnitude of death and destruction going on in the real world.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because, he wasn't part of them for so long that he kind of had his own life go one way, which wasn't the greatest, and then, their lives just continued on without him.
Mm-hmm.
And, he kind of had that realization that, he wasn't a part of their life for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a shock to him.
And it's a very harsh world here, where it's not just walking around guarding your territory or something or defending your people. It's like you have monsters out there. You have these great monsters in numbers that take multiple people to take down at a huge risk of not coming back and getting terribly killed. Like, you die in horrific ways, getting pulled apart, eaten alive. Bit in half. And it's just so
Ruthless.
Traumatic. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're very brave. They're heroes for doing that. But, yeah, I mean, at what cost? And you got to do something, because if you just hide within the walls and live your life and think nothing of it and say, well, my life is okay, let's just shut out the rest of the world, that's not right either.
No,
and
it's very selfish.
yeah, and Keith was really against that.
A lot of people in the inner world are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of them. And it's easy to be like that. I mean, even in our lives, it's like when you're used to your routine, your safety bubble, there's a lot of bad things going on in the world, and, you can easily put a blind eye to it. Ignorance is bliss. Famous quote,
Exactly.
I checked all my walls in my house to make sure there was no Titans in them, so I should.
I know, until you're all of a sudden not there. Where'd Tom go?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I'm in the wall.
So, shall we get into this episode?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
And Historia was called the Farmer Goddess or something last time, which I thought was a fun title.
Yeah.
And Tom, what shirt do you have on today?
Star Wars.
Ooh, look at that. Do you have to wear 3D glasses? Whoa.
You can if you want to.
Will it do anything? No.
Make my nipples perk.
Oh my God, Tom, no. Too much information.
It's the only thing 3D under my shirt.
Okay. Valid point.
On that note, 349, 312 on Crunchyroll.
Got a big troop now.
Yeah.
Don't they?
With the Ninja Turtles opening.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're sitting watching. Who was sitting there looking out? It looked like Reiner.
It did.
Did you notice that, Tom?
Yeah, I was just trying to think of who the one standing up was.
I know.
It wasn't
It
Ymir,
was-
right?
I don't think so. No,
No,
it
she
looks
looks
like
so
a younger
different.
person.
Yeah. I know, things are so subtle on this show that it's just so cool to be like, you have to really pay attention all the time to be like, what was that? Who was that? But what a wonderful send-off. Like, that was great
that was
to
like
see
the first
that.
effort. They couldn't remember when this ever happened.
Yeah, and it might be the first
Well-
time this big, because...
Well, think about it. Every time that the scouts would go out, they would come back, devastated.
Yeah.
devastated,
so
and the villagers weren't very receiving of them. They were
well, they weren't getting anything out of it. They were
right,
going out and just coming
right,
back, completely defeated and with
yeah,
nothing to show for it, or very little
and
to
they
show
weren't
for
very
it.
kind to them coming back either.
Yeah. I mean, when Eren was a kid, people would go up to them and yell about their loved ones being gone. And we heard in other flashbacks that people absolutely complaining, like, you're just wasting lives. People are dying. You're using up resources and we're only losing in here. But it's major tunnel vision because you don't want to lose anyone. But it's hard because you have to still defend yourself,
Yeah.
Well, you see a lot of good things happening too now, especially with Historia starting all that,
Yes.
showing that she's defending
Right.
them and it's working.
Yeah.
And now they have
Yes.
all this technology now to help defend the wall without sacrificing lives for it.
Yeah. It's
So
huge.
people are surviving.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And I really feel that that's a pivotal moment when she did become queen, that she fought and she's with the people wholeheartedly. And I think that's what they needed. They really needed that lift to understand where these soldiers are coming from, where these scouts are coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's such a harsh world out there, and they're finally understanding that, they're grateful for these special people. They're all special going over the other side of the wall.
I mean, here she is, even one of them, and just making that stance and just killing her father. Like, she made a huge choice and she killed her father. It was all planned out, and she made the final blow in the nape to actually kill him in front of everyone, and then just lands in front of a huge crowd and then makes an announcement that she's going to be queen. Like, how epic is that? And, she's bringing everyone together and things are more unified now. So things are really looking positive, and I'm hoping it'll continue that way. We've seen Levi a few times now in this episode where he's really concerned about his friend with Erwin, and I don't know if, if he really thinks he's going to die. I don't know if he's going to do something to make him not go, but he's already on mission. He's already
there.
going.
Yeah.
But we saw him a few times in the dark, in the shadows, kind of contemplating what he's.
Eren already said to him once, treat me like bait. So I think he already has that mindset, like, I'm going to sacrifice myself to help my squad out.
Yeah.
Right. And he's worked so hard to get them to even this point. Of course he wants to see it through. He wants to see their successes before he dies. He doesn't want to be behind a desk. Even though he has a great mind, he wants to be in there, and he doesn't mind how he contributes in any way, whether he's bait or just the mind behind it. He wants to be there.
Yeah. And that makes a good leader too, again, being one with them, being out on the front lines with them. But at the same time, I get a little worried because he never had that mindset before, although he always does put himself at risk. Look at before, he almost died. He got the crap beat out of him. He was in a jail for a long time and he was going to get executed. There was a plan there.
That wasn't even by a Titan.
Yeah, and there was a plan there, but he's always willing to sacrifice himself. So hopefully, I hope he survives it. I hope he gets to see more victory here, like he wants to see more about and understand the world. But I'm hoping that if he does sacrifice himself, that it's not pointless. Because sometimes if you're in that mindset, he might just be like, take me, when there could be a better plan. So I'm just hoping he doesn't do anything drastic where it's not
I think
sacrifice.
Erwin is a type of person or type of leader that will, in order to create an opening to get their mission accomplished, I think he'll sacrifice himself to get that accomplished. I don't think he'll just waste his life to throw himself in front of it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be for a tactical
He's got a
reason.
plan.
And he's cool with, he understands, when I'm done, it's going to be Hanji. After that, it's going to be someone else.
Yeah.
He totally understands that. I understand I'm not going to be, the commander forever.
Yeah, he's not the last.
I totally understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's cool with it.
I think he's a great leader. He's really good. And Levi's amazing too.
And I think Levi is, I don't want to say becoming more emotional, but I think he's thinking about life more ever since, Kenny passed away.
Yeah.
I think it's been on his mind, and he doesn't want to lose anybody else who's been close to him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why he's pushing that for him.
Yes, I agree.
I'll break both your legs and just reattach them later.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to help you with the toilet and all that.
To me, that sounds like a brotherly thing. That's something a brother would say to another brother.
Yeah. And we did hear before that Erwin actually did help out Levi, right? Like he helped him after Kenny left, and he was just like a troublesome kid or something, and just in a bad way. And then Erwin like helped him get his position in the military or something that kind of cleaned him up a bit, right? So he has a bigger connection or a deeper connection with him, and also having that camaraderie of working together for so long. You know, I like their relationship and how close they are.
Exactly.
It could be like a fatherly figure.
Yeah, or a big brother.
Or brotherly, yeah.
Big
Yeah,
brother,
and that's why he can talk to him like that and get away with it, because he really loves him.
He even put a step forward to be like, "Are you sure about that? Because I seriously am going to break your legs." I thought he was going to like lunge or bluff or something,
That's
but I'm
right.
like, I don't know if he can really do
you.
that because of stature. You don't want to mess with that too much still, even though you're friends. But he cares. Like they both care about each other, but Erwin's very brave and he's really honorable. He's very heroic, and he's like, this is what I want to do. He's stubborn too, but I think he should be out there with everyone because that's how he is. Like if he just sat there and gave orders and just waited for the outcome, not knowing the results or anything right away, I think like that's not him. That would drive him crazy.
No, that's right.
He has to be out there.
He has to be out there. And
But going back to everybody else, though, I think it was nice seeing them be somewhat normal. Even if they were fighting, they were still being normal people instead of being.
It's so funny how insane that was, but it's true. Like they don't get meat often. It's like a rare thing to have. And
yeah, but Sasha kind of goes over carnivore Sasha.
Yeah, like super selfish
biting
and crazy.
some guy's hand.
Bit his hand.
Yeah, and I've been hearing. I know it's Jean, how we've been saying it and how we read it, but it is Jean. Like I heard Jean, right?
Jean, yes.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow, because now that we're like really trying to listen for it, now we're like, oh yeah, I could definitely hear that more. But when they full out fought, like I thought it was good too, because I also agree with Mikasa, where I was like, okay, well he's actually being normal now, but then they sort of really brawling and really hurting each other, and I'm like, all right, well you don't have to go that far, guys.
They get so tired out.
But he enticed her. He was insightful on it. He knew.
But they've been so tight.
Yeah.
Well, they've been so tight for so long that it's good to blow off some steam.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think Mikasa knew that, and it's good to see him from being such a, I don't say downer, but he's been kind of on the negative side lately.
Yeah.
To see him do this.
I think that's good. And I made a comment last episode, which I didn't mean anything bad about Eren. I feel bad for him, what he's going through, but he has been, in a way, a Debbie Downer. But I can see why, because he's just dealing with so much. He has so much pressure on his plate. It's so easy to judge him being an outsider looking in and being like, hey, well,
people also expect him to be the savior of mankind. It's kind of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, save mankind. His mom was eaten in front of him by a Titan. He ate his freaking father. He was bestowed a power that he did not want. And so all weight is on him with the military to save humanity. And so he's under a lot of freaking stress. And hearing about the history with the Rice family, his father like, hey, I ate all these guys, you ate me, and now you have all these powers of all these people we ate over time.
I ate you with rice. Tastes like chicken.
Different spelling. But so I am happy to see him more normal in this one, and Mikasa also seeing that and being
and she sees it, right?
And she kind of seemed relieved too. She kind of had that little smirk on her face.
He was more spunky.
Yeah, she was more relieved, and I think she wasn't going to interfere anyways. But even Jean making that comment saying like, oh, well, Mikasa, if you didn't have your power, Mikasa would be right here to save you like always. I beat you 10 times over or whatever. And that might have also made her commit to, I'm not getting into this one. He can.
That's right. I can't fight his battles.
Even though he does have the Titan powers.
I've been called out.
Yeah, so it was it was fun to see that. And Sasha just cracks me up in how she gets so barbaric.
Oh my God.
It's usually either meat or potatoes. She's like Irish or something.
That's why we like it so much. We got a lot of Irish in us, right?
That's right.
Meat. I'll bite your hand for meat.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but it's funny in this, because she's just so extreme.
Put some bacon. Put your hand in front of me and some bacon. You got trouble.
Yeah, because overthinking it. But if you bit another fellow soldier, I think you'd be in a lot of trouble.
She does not care.
I don't know. She bit it pretty hard.
And can't worry about that stuff, But here it's more controlled. So I think she'd be punished for that. But it's funny. It was funny.
It was so great.
Was she still tied up at the end?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was it. I hope it's not an ongoing
She can get everyone
thing.
scraps at the end.
Yeah. That's even worse. She can't even get to the food. The leftovers left there.
I'm sure she got to it. I'm sure she found a way.
Yeah, she has skills.
She wiggled out of it.
Yeah, so what are they going to do with a syringe? I mean, Levi has it again, right? So hopefully it's just
I bet you
protected
he's
and
going to
no
wind
one
up using it.
I hope not, because him being in the shadows a lot and worried about his friend with Erwin, I feel like he might make a drastic decision to use it, and I hope not.
Well, if he's backed into a corner or something, and if like let's say if Erwin does sacrifice himself, he might get so upset that he might figure the only way out would be to use that thing.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
or
so he
just
probably
save
has
him.
it on this person. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
Well,
that's
he put it in
sure
his
does.
pocket.
That's his
Before.
safest place he has right now, right?
He can't put it
He's not
anywhere
gonna
else
leave-
because
where are
nowhere
you
is
going to leave
safe.
it?
Well, they're constantly moving.
Right.
What happens if you inject another Titan with it? Maybe it'll upgrade into
Super
a
Titan.
Whoa,
special
that
Titan.
would be a mistake.
Scary. So until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and we'll see you very soon, as
Subscribe.
always. Bye, guys.
Bye. Give us a
Bye.
like.